Hi, Mochismo Eugene. Welcome to another video from Exit Strategy. Like, subscribe, and share the video. I'd appreciate it. Thank you to all the subscribers who listen in on me and appreciate something I'm doing here. I hope it's helping you in some way or another. You know, when you meet a narcissist, one of many things that you will begin to observe about them as to the getting to know each other process. You know, we begin to share different things. We begin to chop it up, start talking about some things that we've experienced, some things that we did in a relationship to offend the other one. You know, we're pretty much just kind of not cleaning the closet, but we're kind of giving a little bit of a transparency, because we not only do we not want them to think that we're just this solid person by chance. We are trying to give them an indication that we too have done some things that we're probably not proud of, and some things contributed to that, and we found ourselves at a point where we have made amends with ourselves, and we are going on to seek to do better in life. And we're actually looking for a similar type of person. You know, they don't have to be a carbon copy of us. Obviously not. We want someone who has their own individuality, someone who has their own personality, but we want somebody that's not being a ship shifter, or what do you call it? Shape, whatever you call it. Shapeshifter. Yeah, shapeshifter. Like that paint job we used to have, when the car drive by, it makes like 10 different colors before it goes 50 feet. Flip-flop paint job is what they call it. So when you start doing this, you'll see that that person is sort of matching your energy, they're matching your transparency. A lot of these things are lining up, and we're talking in an awakened empath chosen one state here, by the way, because these are experiences that I have encountered post awakening. And you begin to say, you ponder subconsciously, could this be? Could this be? And so you continue to share. And as you'll find out, if you're keen and you're awakened in the way that God wants you to be, and He would have you to be, you will immediately start seeing them exhibit behaviors that are undeniable. They will attempt to convince you that they are, or they have gone through hell just like you, in a big way. But at the same time, they're doing so damn well. They will try to convince you that they're doing well by what's coming out of their mouth. They will try to oversell the product, but then they will revert back to, but they did this and that and that and the other. And then they will begin to, unbeknownst to them, they're doing this, they're bragging about what they have here, what they have over there, and all of these things that they're bragging about or telling you they have. Well, I got a house over here, I got a couple cars over here. They'll tell you they got things that you don't see. Whether they could present them to you or not, you're unimpressed. Awakened empath. That's the least thing that we're concerned about, how much you got in your status quo. We're not. We are concerned about what kind of status you possess here, what kind of substance that you have here. And that sounds a little corny, but anyone here who's awakened and a chosen one and a true empath, you'll know that these are the building blocks of who a person is, and that's what we're looking to observe first and foremost. Nothing against having nice things and whatnot. No, nobody's saying you got to be just a total, vagabond. But as long as you got a good heart. No, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about things got to go hand in hand. And so they begin to tell you these things they got. I have this, I have that. And another thing, this is a key element because while they're telling you this, they can't be their ass still. They are moving around within the house or wherever capacity you or them may be. They are doing this, they're doing that. And it's kind of like they're not doing anything for long periods of time. It's just spurts. They're either in their kitchen, can't sit, you're sitting there having a conversation, and you would think they would sit there not giving you their undivided attention, but they would at least sit there and have a you know how we sit at people's house, and back in the day we go visit, we would sit there, and occasionally the person say, you want some coffee or some tea? They would get up and make you some coffee and tea, and they would sit back down and they would have a conversation. They would probably listen to you for 5 minutes, and then they would start sharing things with you, but you would really get a sense that that is an organic conversation. You won't sense that with this narcissist. They will, you'll be like, sit down and take a break, let's talk. I'm talking, we talking, just keep talking. I got this to do, I got that to do. They will pretend like they're just this person that is aimed to do good. They just cannot have dirty dishes. They're doing all of these things in your presence like they're on a time or on a timer. Like these things are priority. But they're able to talk. I'm talking to you, let's talk. And they may interject. You seem like you're trying to tell me what to do. You seem like you like to control. So they'll throw that out there at you. And in modesty, that's just being what you call courteously showing them where, hey, you don't have to do that on my account. Let's sit here and have a conversation. Because you're feeling some kind of way, unbeknownst to you, even awake, and you're saying to yourself, you're detecting this narcissism that's strong, but at the same time, you're being very human, very empathic, and very courteous and cordial. Even if you're visiting them, you're saying, you don't have to do that on my account, which is just natural to say to someone. You're giving them you're giving them the okay that don't mind me. Let's sit and let's just have a conversation. But they can't do it to save their life. And the reason why they can't do it because they're fidgety. They know if they sit there and talk to you long enough that you're going to be able to study them. And you're going to be able to find out sooner, quickly, relatively fast, rather than this thing linger down the line and you find out that they're a hot potato, a train wreck. And they don't want you to detect this. They don't want you to determine this. They need to keep you on the hook, to have you under the pretense or under the perception, illusion that they are this person that has it all together. They'll begin to start showing you pictures in their phone of how, and this has been my experience with a lot of females, and I don't know, you women comment on how men, try to pour it on thick with you, because I do want to know, and some of the stuff will probably readily relate to as I have observed it by men myself. And because a lot of times the narcissist will mimic good behavior from empaths and chosen ones. We know this, but awakened, we know, like some of the stuff I'm pointing out, they're fidgety, they can't be still. And we're not even talking about OCD, because it's in the way that a person fidgets and cannot give you their attention. They don't include, you're not included. It's not inclusive what they're doing. They're in one mode and you're sitting here trying to converse with them. And if you listen to their conversation, they're not even connected to the conversation. They will change the subject and go on to start, because what they're doing, they're throwing a whole bunch of different, not even subtopics or topics. They're just throwing a whole bunch of cut and paste short conversations of, let me show you this, let me show you that. Going back to the photographs, this has been my experience. They will open their phone up and show you picture after it will start, let me show you this picture of what I used to look like. And then it'll go from that picture. They'll start strolling down their phone, and before you know it, 5 minutes later, you'll be like, I'm just not in picture mode right now because, this is a ton of pictures you done showed me. And you'll readily see that that is a vain person, because not only are they just proud of the way they used to look, they are trying to give you the impression, or not impression, they're trying to give you an image of what you got in them. But a lot of times that's past. They're inevitable. They're actually showing you in some kind of twisted way, this is who I really am right here. I'm not the person you see right in front of you. And really, when we're talking about physique, figure, and all of this, this is not even really what they're getting at. They're trying to show you the provocativeness of who they are. And when I say that, this is what I mean. They're showing you one or two pictures. This is how it starts out. But then they stroll down, and they're strolling past these pictures where they're almost half naked. And in this one instance with this woman, she had some stuff done with a part of her body. And lo and behold, she strolled down, and she kind of was trying to show me a picture, or at least giving me an illusion. She was showing me a picture next to a picture of her totally naked, with a frontal picture of her. I believe that was for me to say, wait, hold on, let me see that one. Wanting to see how thirsty and hungry you are for this sexual endeavor. And if they can gauge that, they know they can hold the carrot for you. And then that conversation, when it goes away from that phone, it'll be something like, I hope, you don't think, I'm that kind of girl. I'm going to sleep around after, first time meeting you, because if you are thinking that way, you got the wrong girl. They'll go on to talk about, they'll hold themselves in high esteem. But nothing could be farther from the truth. You'll find that just meeting them and you're out and about, they know every freaking body. They're going out of their way to speak to everybody. People who's going about their business don't even see them. They're way over there. They don't even have them on their radar. They're going out of their way. Hey! Because what they're trying to impress upon you is that they are this likable person, that they have this following, that they have all of these people who are about them. But unbeknownst to you, narcissist, we woke. Unawakened, that didn't feel right. But we went along to get along. Awakened, totally different story. Game over. In doing these things, the narcissist actually is playing themselves very sooner rather than later. Just pay attention, awakened empath. Please don't get caught up on the curves, the handsome, stud-like muscles. Don't get caught up on it. The seemingly well put together stature of this man. Don't get put off by it or caught up in it. This nice car that's so clean, you can literally eat off of it. Smells all good inside. Seems like he has his stuff together. Pay attention to the places he don't want to take you, like to his house. And I'm not one to talk. I got tools and everything arrayed all over my house, and I want to say it's a work in progress, but not a nasty individual, cluttered. And I'm going to tell you, and I've said that probably a year or two ago that that was who I am. But looking at this house, I've thrown all the furniture away in here. So I'm going on to do what I'm calling a transition. I'm really contemplating transitioning from where I've been living. I've been here for almost 15 years. So it's kind of like I'm in a transition stage where less is best. I'm not hoping to keep a lot of things when I do um, decide to transition. So that reflects how the house look right now. But it's not much to do to get the house neat in the neat situation. But that's places where they don't want to take you. I would allow somebody to see this stuff in my house if I was to bring them to my house. But of course, that's not even a conversation right now. Just using that for emphasis, though. They won't pay attention, women, to the places that they really don't want you to go or see. They're only showing you what they want you to see. But the conversation is key. And how they dote on things that they possess that seemingly are good and great. It's okay to be proud of what your abilities are and things of that nature. But it is something very distinctive to a narcissist how they dote on their abilities or their capabilities. They don't even dote on it in a real way because there's no continuity. There's no continuation. It's like flip flop, like that paint job. They'll talk about this 1 second, talk about that. It's almost like they're trying to do a magic trick. It's like they're tossing different balls so fast you can't even see what's really going on. They're jugglers. And this is not hard to see and understand. You just have to really just be comfortable and calm in your state of mind when you're in the presence of another person and pay attention. That's key. Just paying attention, casually observe. And especially if they're giving off information, that's your time to observe. And when you are giving off, equally observe. See how they respond to you. If they're pretty much not connected to the conversation, then you know that that person is not interested in you. They may be interested in something you may point out. You might bring a conversation up, like say, I got this watch. They'll say, that's a nice watch. You'll be like, yeah, it's okay. And then they'll become fixated on the watch. And the watch will be a conversation that they will talk about and revisit 10 times within that 5 minutes. You will kind of try to go into another conversation. They'll go right back to the watch. Pay attention, guys. That being said, bless.